boys and girls, welcome back to the Steak and Brush. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I saw this over on Glam with Kelly, and if you haven't checked her out, I will link her down below. She's so much fun to watch, absolutely adorable, has a great positive personality, especially check out her Talking Myself Out of New Release videos. Those are very, very good. But she had in on one of her more recent videos, it was a I guess a tag that's going around, and it's 30 beauty questions. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, see what's going on. Please feel free to answer any of these questions down below in the comments if you want to answer one of them, 5 of them, all 30 of them, I don't care, but I'd like to kind of hear what you're thinking. And if you are a content creator, go ahead and do this video for yourself, because I would love to hear what your answers are. Okay, so do you remember your first makeup item? Not specifically, no. When I was younger, actually, I might kind of remember what my first one was. It was kind of play makeup that I think I got for Christmas. And it was this like little stackable thing of, they were about this big each, and there's like 4. One was like blue and brown and maybe a red or something that you could use all over your face. It wasn't very good or anything like that. But it was more play makeup. And when we got a little older, like tween age, my mother worked with somebody who had an Avon representative in their family, and they would just give us a bunch of samples, or when they were done with makeup, would pass them on to us, me being me and my sister. I can't remember anything being like super great or anything, but I just remember we had tons of those teeny tiny little Avon lipsticks. But the first stuff that I actually remember getting to pick out for myself, and again, I don't remember specifics, but when I was probably about 13 or 14 or so, I was really close to my neighbor, and my neighbor would take us to Farmore. I don't know if you guys had Farmore. They've been out of business for years, but it was kind of like a Walmart. And they had everything. They had a video store in there. They had, they had a pharmacy. You could do your regular grocery shopping. Plus, they also had a huge beauty center. And I remember getting, little like CoverGirl or Maybelline makeup there. And again, that was probably the first stuff that I got to pick out. Describe your perfect mascara, and have you found one that fits your specifications? Perfect mascara would be lengthens, gives me volume, and doesn't smudge. I would say, and I can do my lower eyes with it, or my lower lashes with it, which is something that I have a lot of problems with. And so I would say no, I haven't found my perfect mascara. So what would be my, right now the Fenty is probably my favorite. That kind of comes and goes though. I'm pretty fickle about, the next new thing I like. But for my lower lashes, I really like the AOA Skinny, and it's only $1. But unfortunately, it won't do my top lashes, and the Fenty's probably been the best one to do my lower lashes, but I still feel that this other stuff does my lower lashes. So if I could find one that does it all, and I could use my upper and lower lashes at the same time, that would be great. What kind of coverage do you prefer from foundation? I like a high, medium to full coverage. And I'm trying to break myself out of it, because I'm just very sensitive about my sunspots and freckles that I did not take care of myself when I was younger that are popping up now, and I'm just very sensitive about those. I know I really don't need that. I don't have like acne and acne scars or anything like that. It's just, I'm trying to be more accepting of my natural skin, but that takes a while. So yeah. My favorite high-end brand. Oh, this kind of comes and goes a lot too. I mean, if you would have asked me a little while ago, I probably would have said Anastasia Beverly Hills, because their eyeshadow palettes their formula is terrific, but, they're just overkilling it. It's just way, 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 way too much, too fast. So that's kind of led me to not like it as much. I love Natasha Denona now. I'm just getting into it. But I do really like it right now. I'm just trying to look around all my stuff and see. Those are probably, I'm sure I'll think of something else later, but those are probably the two that I would go for right now. What cosmetic brands have you always wanted to try but still haven't? Pat McGrath, but short of selling a limb, it's so expensive. Eventually I probably will, but right now I can't afford that. And there are a bunch of indie brands that I would really, really like to try. Let's see, like JD Glow? It looks like they have some brilliant eye pigments and things. Nomad Cosmetics. A lot of those I would really, really like to try. Favorite drugstore brand? I don't know if you... Yeah, drugstore is such a weird word, because do you mean literally stuff that you can get at the drugstore or at Target or something, or do you mean cost-wise? Because if you just mean cost-wise, I would say Colourpop. I love Colourpop. I know they put out tons of stuff, but they have a very, very reliable formula. If you mean actual drugstore, probably Wet n Wild. I mean, I shouldn't say probably, definitely Wet n Wild. I've used tons of other things, and yes, sometimes I get one that I don't like, but they have foundations that I like. They have eyeshadows that I love. They have primers and fixing sprays and things that I love. I love their liquid eyeliner. I would mostly buy that over something very, very expensive. So I really think Wet n Wild, when I was growing up, Wet n Wild was just cheap. It wasn't just cheap financially, it was cheap quality. I don't know when that changed, but sometime between me being a kid and me rediscovering makeup in the past year or so, probably about 2 years or so, it's really, they've really stepped up their game. Do you wear fake eyelashes? All the time. I'm not wearing them today, but yes, I do wear them quite a bit. I love them. I had never even worn a pair until last summer, and I decided to go ahead and try them. There's a learning curve with it, but now that I've learned how to apply them and I can do it pretty quickly, it just gives me the effect. My eyelashes are not great. They're thin and short and light. So even with a ton of mascara, I never quite get the effect that I want to. So I love lashes, fake lashes, and I love that I can be, I can have pairs that look more natural, and I can have ones that are completely out there and wild, and I can do what I want to. So yeah, I wear fake eyelashes, and I probably will for quite a while. Is there any kind of makeup you can't leave the house without? No. With the exception of sunscreen, which is more skincare. But no. as much as I do makeup on camera and stuff, and when I go, if I'm going out like to see friends or if I have time, yes, I'll put makeup on. But there are tons of days when I just get up and we need to go to the grocery store. I'm not putting makeup on beforehand. Especially if sometimes my husband will just wake me up and say, "Hey, let's go to the grocery store. I'm gonna get a shower," and he expects me to be ready in 10 minutes. So makeup's not happening. But no, I from the teenage years, like I said, from I don't know, probably when I was like 18 or 19, probably somewhere around college, I stopped wearing makeup and would only wear it for special occasions. And I for 10 years I probably had the same makeup bag. And so I really just didn't wear it a lot until just the past couple of years. So I'm still completely comfortable going out without makeup, but I love to have it on if I have the time and I feel like it. What is your most cherished beauty product? I don't know if I have anything that's most cherished. I mean, and again, that probably changes too. I don't have anything that's like super collectible or anything like that. I get very excited and I love a product a lot when I first get it, but I don't know. Maybe this right now, the Natasha Denona Love Glow palette. It's just so cute with all of the snow globy effect and stuff, but cherish is a strong word. I love my makeup a lot, but I don't know if I cherish, one particular item. How often do you shop for makeup, and do you like to pick up an item here and there or get lots of goodies at once? A little of both. I'm broke most of the time. I don't work. My husband's our only income. And so I have to be very, very frugal with my purchases. Payday, I usually have so much set aside that I can get. So you'll usually see a bump in an uptick every, 2 weeks where I'll maybe get, a couple of things. Now that I've discovered Afterpay, it's helped a lot. And I know it's the same. If you're paying $50, you're still paying $50, but it just seems easier for me if I'm paying, a fourth of it every 2 weeks. And especially since it's no interest and I don't have to worry about credit cards or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I look for makeup every time I go to a store. If I go to the grocery store, I look down their makeup aisle. I like to look in clearance whenever we go to any place. So, I'll occasionally pick up things here and there if I have the money. But I would say for the most part, it's like, around payday, I'll pick up, I'll do some ordering. Do I have a beauty budget or do I spend freely? I cannot spend freely as much as I want to. It's just, it can't happen. I don't have like a specific, I don't sit down at the beginning of the year and say, this is what my budget is and every month I can spend this. I just kind of, every 2 weeks look at, hey, here are the bills. These are getting paid here. And so this is our discretionary spending. How much of this is fair of me to spend as opposed to, my husband and my daughter using it? And I just kind of go from there. Do you utilize coupons, rewards, cards, and sales when you shop for cosmetics? Absolutely. Again, I have to. Coupons if I can. Ulta almost always has a coupon. And if I'm doing like our local Kroger or the grocery store, I will do that. CVS all the time because they've got their coupons and you can stack them with paper coupons, and we have to get our prescriptions there from from our insurance. So every so many prescriptions you buy, you get a $5 rewards that you can use towards anything. So yes, I do that. Rewards cards, yes. I'm kind of saving up my Ulta rewards points right now so that I can, just kind of get things, something bigger. Also, because I don't work, I do a lot of online surveys. If you find reputable sites, and you can cash them out for gift cards. And I always cash them out for Amazon gift cards, and then Amazon gift cards, if I need to, I can buy something on Amazon, or I can cash those out for Ulta or Sephora gift cards. So I do a lot of my makeup shopping through that. So my surveys pay for a lot of my makeup. And absolutely sales. I look at clearance every place I go. What type of product do you buy the most of? Eyeshadow palettes. I have more eyeshadow palette, and I know I don't have as many as a lot of other people, but I have more than I could ever possibly use in my lifetime. But I will keep buying them. I'm getting pickier about which ones I'm buying. I've noticed that even when something looks awesome, I look at it, I'm like, I kind of have that color, I can kind of create those on my own. I don't necessarily need it. So I'm getting a little pickier there, but eyeshadow palettes are absolutely what I use or what I buy the most of. Is there a brand that you absolutely can't stand? I'm sure there is something. I'm positive there's something. And as soon as I'm done filming, I'm gonna think, oh my God, yes, that's the one I can't stand. But right off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. I used to not buy from Kat Von D because of Kat Von D. Now that it's been sold, I do want to try more products. It's not necessarily that I had any grudge against the formulas. It was just her. Same thing with anything Kardashian. I don't like giving them money just because I don't like them. And it has nothing to do with the product quality. They may be absolutely awesome. I just don't want to personally give them money. That's all I can think of right offhand. If I think of more answers to these, and if they are very important or I deem them very important, I will put them up on the screen. Do you avoid certain ingredients in cosmetics like parabens and sulfates? No. I've talked about this a lot, about the clean beauty. I definitely do think there are a lot of products that don't need to be, or a lot of ingredients that don't need to necessarily be in beauty products. But anything that is legal in the United States, I'm okay with. I don't necessarily want tons of parabens, but there's no hard proof that parabens are bad. And from what they do have testing for suggests that it would only be bad if you used it in like all of your products or a great deal of your products. So if you don't use them, if they're not in all of your products, like one or two, it's not going to be harmful. And the flip side of that is also parabens and a lot of these other things that they keep out to keep them clean. They're using other products to, like, parabens are preservatives, and they use another product as a preservative. Well, those are new products that they don't, or new ingredients that they don't have long testing on either. So what they're replacing it with, we don't know either. I definitely don't want to, I'm not going to slam every paraben on my face or anything like that, but there's nothing that I really stay away from. Do you have a favorite place to shop for makeup? I don't know. I like to shop. I just like to shop everywhere for makeup. I I mean, I like Sephora because, you know, they've got people there that can really help you out. And they've got lots of testers and things like that. You know, the closest Sephora to me is one of those little JCPenney ones, but I have a big one not too far away. So I do like that. And, but they only have high-end stuff. And Ulta, they have drugstore stuff too, which I really like, or drugstore price stuff. But I never get as much help as I need to in Ulta. It just seems like all of their associates are for the high-end stuff, and if you're looking for drugstore price stuff, you're kind of out of luck. And other places, like I love going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and seeing what I can get discounted there. So it depends on what I'm looking for, where my favorite place to shop is. So let's call this a cheat, and I'll say online. That's my favorite place to shop. Let's see. Do you like trying new skincare products, or do you keep a certain routine? For the most part, I keep a certain routine. I have stuff that has been really working for me. Most of it is ordinary or good molecules. I mean, some of that stuff I feel is very interchangeable. I will try out some new skincare stuff, usually when I get it in subscription boxes or samples, but you know, I'll maybe add that for a little while into my routine, but unless I see something really dramatic, I don't add it to my skincare routine. Favorite bath and body brand. I don't have one. I don't spend a lot on those kinds of products. I mean, when I was in college, I spent way too much at Bath and Body, but that was in like the 90s when it was probably at its peak. Besides that, no. I mean, most of it, you know, it's just, it doesn't stay on my body long enough to really need to spend a lot on it. If you could only buy from what brand would you choose? Oh, that's a Sophie's Choice question. Oh. Okay. I'm going to say Wet n Wild. And here are my thoughts behind it. Because I have found good stuff in every category. And you know, I love Colourpop, but I haven't tried or what I have tried, haven't found a lot of like foundation and stuff that I've liked. You know, I don't like the last concealer I tried. So, you know, if it were only for my eyes, I would probably choose Colourpop. You know, my favorite foundation is Charlotte Tilbury, but I haven't tried enough of her other stuff to say that's what I'd want. And probably just looking at her color schemes and her eyeshadows, they're a little too natural, everyday, neutral for me. You know, a lot of the drugstore stuff, they've got good, you know, they might have some good foundations and stuff, but they're pretty weak when it comes to eyeshadows. But yeah, Wet n Wild, they may not have the best foundation or the best eyeshadow or the best eyeliner, but I have stuff that I feel comfortable with that I could wear in most categories. What brand do you think has the best packaging? Oh, I know. I should be like that. NARS has some pretty packaging. Certain Natasha Denona has really good packaging. I like the way Pat McGrath's palettes look. I do not like the way her lipsticks look. Colourpop actually does some, like with their collaborations, they do some really good stuff. Just trying to think. Yeah, let's go with Natasha Denona right now, just especially because of like this Love Glow palette. I really like that. Which celebrity always has great makeup? RuPaul. I love RuPaul's makeup because she can be very draggy, which makes sense because drag queen. But also, you can look at RuPaul's makeup though and also say, that's kind of wearable. A lot more than a lot of other drag queens, which I understand. That's the aesthetic. There is a definite drag queen aesthetic where your eyebrows are way up here and you make your eyes look really big. But a lot of RuPaul's, it's very wearable. Yeah, I think RuPaul always looks great. Do you belong to any online communities? For me, I mean, like I'm on all of them for just regular. Don't do a lot of Twitter. I shouldn't say all of them. I don't do Snapchat or TikTok. For makeup, mostly it's just YouTube and Instagram. So follow me over at Instagram at steak_and_brush. That's where I post most of my makeup stuff. But my Facebook and Twitter are more just keeping up with family and news and politics. 5 favorite beauty gurus. I am going to keep this. I've been following a lot of people that have smaller channels, so I'm going to keep their names out. I'm not going to say any of those just for fairness sake, because like I'll talk to them on Instagram and things, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So bigger people, and still a lot of these people are still not even huge. My first and favorite YouTube beauty love is Geek Out of Water. Shelly, she's in her 40s and she loves doing bolder looks, and doesn't think that just because you're over 40 you can't. But she's also very real about what a woman over 40s, you can't wear all the foundations. There are certain ones you got to look for and certain products that will help you out as well. Raw Beauty Christie, I like watching a lot because she's very, very funny. Let's see, I love I just drew a blank. Oh my gosh. Chrissy Harless. Not necessarily for her makeup skills, and I'm not knocking her makeup skills though, but she's just funny and I like to watch her unboxings of a lot of the makeup stuff. Jack Emery, Makeup by Jack. It's with 2 A's in the Jack. He's fantastic. I mean, his eye looks are never wearable, but he is just a fantastic artist. So I love watching him. Alexandria Ryan. She's actually much better at her makeup than she gives herself credit for. She really is. But she's just hilarious. She's a hot mess. And she owns it. And I, like, when one of her videos pops up, I have to go watch it right away. Just because I know it'll put me in a good mood. Let's see. Do you like multifunctional products like lip and cheek stains? Not really. I haven't tried a lot of them though. I have to put it that way. I kind of prefer, I mean, I like toying around with things like, I'll use this eyeshadow as a blush, but, or something like, vice versa. But I kind of like I don't like being told that, use this as both. But I like what I have seen, like it's a lip tint and a cheek tint, that it never is good enough for a lip product for me or good enough for as a cheek product. It's like it's okay at doing two jobs. I would rather have two products that are really good doing each individual job. Are you clumsy putting on makeup? Absolutely. I'm clumsy with everything. I trip and fall all the time, even before I had balance and pain issues. I drop stuff when I'm doing my makeup all the time. I'm just a hot mess. Yeah, absolutely. Do you use makeup base primer for the eyes? Or do you want, okay. Do I use makeup base and do I use primer for the eyes? I guess that's two different questions. Yes. I don't, for the face, some of them, yes, absolutely. I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in primers. When something says it's a primer, it doesn't, I think people think that it means, oh, this is going to make my makeup last longer. Some do, but some are for specific things. Some primers are just to make your skin look glowier. Some are to help control oil. Some are to moisturize your skin better. So it depends on what you're looking for and what you are, what products you're using. So depending on what look I'm going for and just what I need that day will depend on if I use a primer, what kind of primer I use, and because some foundations do better with primer, some do better without. It's very different every day, though. I don't specifically say I'm using this primer all the time because it makes my makeup last longer. No. Primer for the eyes. I always just take my whatever concealer I'm using and I put it down as like an eyeshadow base. I really, really want to try the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer. I have had the Urban Decay. I do have the Urban Decay shadow primer, but it is from the Honey collection, and it's glittery and gold. And so you can't really wear it with everything. And I was kind of disappointed when I found that out. So if I'm doing a very, very specific eye look, I can use that. But for the most part, I just use my concealer. How many hair products do you use on a typical day? Honestly, none. As if you can't tell, my hair usually just goes up in a ponytail. I'm trying to do better with my hair. It's just, my hair's so long and so thick. I can't straighten it every day or curl it every day. Usually if I put anything in it, if it's right after a wash, I'll put in some leave-in conditioner. If it is specifically frizzy and I'm not too lazy, which I was even too lazy to do this, I have some kind of like e-salon taming oil stuff. Very occasionally I will use hairspray if I have done something with my hair. And if on the rare occasion that I do blow dry it or curl it or straighten it, I will use a what do they call those things? Heat treatment. But it's very rare that I do any of that. What do you apply first, concealer or foundation? Almost always foundation. Again, today I did the concealer just because I did my eye looks. But yeah, almost always it is concealer. I'm sorry, foundation. Do you ever consider taking makeup classes? I kind of consider YouTube makeup classes. Besides that, I've been intrigued once or twice about going up to like Sephora when they do certain things. I would never pay for it. especially when we have this wonderful world of YouTube. But yeah, that would be the extent of it. If I need to know something, I will look it up on YouTube. What do you love about makeup? This is the final question. It makes me feel better. And I've said this a lot, I don't work anymore because I have health issues. There are days when it hurts too much to get out of bed. And there are days when I'm feeling a little better but not great, and I can get out of bed but not do much more. And I've just found that even on those days, if I just, my bed's right behind me, if I just, can get a few inches over to sit down on this chair and put some makeup on, it mentally helps me. It doesn't do anything for my physical well-being, but it helps me mentally. And when you are living, with chronic illness, when you can't control your physical well-being, anything you can do to help your mental well-being helps make it a better day. So yeah, that's where makeup comes in for me. That's why I've fallen in love with makeup again. Okay. Well, I hope I haven't bored you guys to tears, but I just thought these were really kind of cool questions, and you can get to know me a little bit better, at least with makeup related things. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you've made it all the way through this, you're a better person than I am, but don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me over on Instagram. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.